Can you hear me now? Oh my God! So that's very good. So I'm glad at least both of you were there. Very awkward. I'm probably just been a silent talking head at the first 2 minutes. So hi there again. I had my headphone muted. Very unprofessional. But again, as I've been explaining, muted. It was so it is going kind of a learning curve coming back to doing some YouTubing and live. The last time I was live was about a year ago when I was talking about DS9 season one, which I'm still currently watching. I'm still at season two though. That's how far I got ever since then. But yeah, so in this live stream, I'm gonna wait maybe 1 more minute, and I'm gonna go into a bit more into structure. So basically, on today, July, the 10th of July in 2016. That was the time when I actually created my website, Trekkerprise.com. So, and I count my social presence in a sense from that moment. So, technically, this is the fifth anniversary of Trekkerprise. But again, I'm not gonna go anything cheesy like I did with the first one. I was there's a video on the channel from 4 years ago, and it's. Yeah, I want to be like, oh my gosh, so many, guest people coming in, and it was fun. It was fun, but not. Oh, thank you, Rob. But yeah, it's not gonna be like that. It's just really a bit of a chat, bit of a casual chat. Talking about what happened in the last 8 months ever since I kind of stopped producing content and videos. A lot of things happened in life, obviously, and a lot of things is coming up as well. So it's kind of just general catch up, life update, and what happened in the past 5 years with Chucker Prize and what's the future, because there's a future, even though I've not been present anywhere. I've been still working on options and opportunities to actually bring back the channel in a sense and continue where I left off, which is quite exciting. I'm really looking forward to get things rolling. So what happened in the last past 8 months? So I think if you remember correctly, I think it was the beginning of well, not necessarily January. I think it was in December when I kind of went off from YouTube. I finished my podcast just the end of November, and I didn't really feel like that will be the route that I want to go down. So even it was a love letter to what I did, and I enjoyed very much meeting all the Trekkies in the Warm Blanket podcast. I decided, well, it was a necessary step for myself, for my creative kind of burnout to do something different and to take a break from podcasting, putting content out there. So that was a hard decision to make because I really loved it, and I had some fantastic. I mean, every guest who I had on the podcast was fantastic. So and I really enjoyed meeting everyone. So it was really fun. And of course that was the last. That was my last like online appearance, let's say, and ever since obviously Christmas came, and then work, as you probably all know, by way of shape or form. I used to be working as a call center operator, um, which is not the best job ever. I'm really grateful for it because it helped us through the pandemic, and it was really helpful to have that job, even though it was not necessarily the best one. Now I think about 2 months ago. Yeah, about 2 months ago, I finally managed to get out from the job after a long interview process. It took about a good month. So now I'm happy to say that I'm working as a graphic designer at the moment for a company here in Edinburgh in Scotland, which is just amazing. I'm having the best time of my life with this job, and I enjoy it tremendously. But of course, ever since I walked away from the channel and from the website as well, I've been publishing articles, but it's been stagnating quite a lot because work never really let me to relax in a sense. It was quite hard to just relax. I've been barely watching Star Trek as well, which used to be part of my weekly routine to at least watch one or two episodes, but haven't really been doing that either. So long story short, managing to find a job in this difficult situation was quite a gift, and quite a gift that I'm really enjoying it, and it's been a massive game changer. My mood and my everything is just makes more sense now, and it really feels that the place where I am at now is good in terms of the job. It just gives me so much joy to work, and it's just amazing. Like I don't want to brag too much about the job, but it's great. And obviously the other thing in life as well, that we are going to be moving as well. So we've been it's kind of a long time coming to move out from the place where we live at the moment. So we managed to find a property, a house in Edinburgh, a beautiful like 2 bedroom house, which we're gonna move into in about 2 weeks. So that took quite a lot of time from our life as well to find something that we can move into. Plus, also, organizing all the paperwork and everything. So it is an interesting time period for both myself and my wife. And not to mention we got a new member of our family, a little Eddie, who's a dog. If you follow the ABTG channel with Sean, aka Track on the Tube, that and last time we did a live streaming watching Galaxy Quest, which tremendous. It was a good fun, and Eddie, aka the Space Dog, made an appearance there, so you can see him in that live stream. It was so. Long story short, again, getting the new job and dealing with the old job, finding a new job, getting the new job, dealing with the house what we have here, and then finding a new one. Now we organizing the move, so it took up quite a lot of time from our life, and it still takes up. I mean, it's nice what I have in the back, but if you would see the front of the room, it's chaotic. So, um, but it's all exciting and it's all good. I'm really happy that this is happening, and all of us are really happy that this is happening, and we are finally going to be in a place where we can be much happier and plan for the future much better than how we can actually plan here. So that that aside, and of course, I've been debating as well recently if I should keep the website or not, because even though I've not been putting out too much content on the website, um, it does take money, and I raised it quite a few times in the last past years, um, in the past 5 years, that it does pay out of my pocket to have the hosting and the website, which is obviously no one's concern. But it is nice to have that creative outlet as well every now and then. And recently, when my package deal basically coming to its end, I was debating myself if I should um, leave it or continue it with it, but I kind of sat on a deadline, so it goes through, and I'll try to make the best out of it too, because that was my little creative outlet when I signed up for 5 years ago, and I think it was a really it was that was the beginning of everything. So I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys if that was not for the website. So for that reason, I'm keeping it, and I try to put more effort on writing articles in the future, which it will bring me to another segment on this little um, on this little live update that we are currently doing here. So um, that's of that's briefly life updates, and of course I do want to reminiscence a little bit of 5 years of Trekkerprise, because when I started at the beginning, I did not think that it's gonna go anywhere. Obviously, social media played a big role, and starting a YouTube channel played a big role in terms of getting to know more people, finding more people online, and so Hill, if you're still here, you know very well that I think around that time we got acquainted as well. So I found your content on the YouTubes, and we got in touch, and then eventually we became friends, really good friends. So I'm really glad for these connections, and for Rob, if you're still here, same as well. Even though we haven't talked a lot, but I do think of the Trek family quite a lot, quite often. And I still try to follow everyone how I can and however I can. But obviously, with life updates and everything, with life, it's a bit difficult, more difficult than it was before. But nevertheless, thank you. Same as well. Same as well. So yeah, same as well. So it's really been an interesting 5 years in a sense. Even though the last 8 months I didn't really put out anything in a sense to the website. I mean, keep updating it. I started this monthly wisdom block in the website on the main page, which actually really enjoy doing that as well nowadays because it just gives that kind of kind of a depth to Star Trek and to the characters that I love so much that I can just get some inspirational quotes, and sometimes it reflects on the month, sometimes it just reflects on my mood, and sometimes it just reflects on like what's happening in the world, and or sometimes it just random that those wisdoms that I love from those characters that come through. And I try to do a variety of these quotes every now and then. But currently, we are in Blacksana Troy, who's probably my ultimate character from from Star Trek, and yeah, so it's good. And then the website itself went through multiple iterations ever since. I mean, I remember I had like multiple segments to like special Doctor Who sections or Star Trek sections, and when Discovery was coming out, the news was coming out in 2017 or 2016, 2017. I even had a separate segment for that. But then after a while, I just realized I didn't really put too much post on different segments, so I had to put it together to a captain's blog, which is still the main you know post where I put publish articles. So it was really a long time coming that to build it up in the way how it is. Um, but again, I'm still looking for ways to actually make it a bit more interactive, or to do something else with it, because the service I'm using is Weebly. I'm sure you heard of it, or maybe you haven't. It's not as popular as like Wix or Squarespace that they have advertisements on it. It's a really easy platform to use, but um, yeah, so but it doesn't have as much options. And um, I know that Trekkerprise.com could benefit from a bit more option as well. And I really would love to update the website in the future with a different service provider. So, but again, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how many, what kind of service you use. It's the problem, how much effort you put into it, and what do if you write or not. Because otherwise, other than that, it's not really worth having a website. You can have a branding page, but that's yeah, that doesn't really worth paying for, and it's not as cheap as people say. Like, oh, so, sign up for Squarespace and you get like I don't know 3 months free. And like, yeah, of course, but then afterwards you have to pay hard money to actually have your website up and running. If you don't put too much effort in it, then that's not worth it. And that's what my dilemma was recently to actually keep going in with it or not. But I missed the deadline to think about it, so I'm having it for another 6 months, and I'm probably gonna keep it for longer. But back to past. Aside from Sohail and Rob, and I have to read this. Rob. Uh, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I think I remember. I think I remember that the growing up watching Star Trek. That was the video that you mentioned, Rob. That was really that was really a good one. I really enjoyed making that video, and I'm glad that it sparked you on. So I remember we talked about it in private, and you told me that um, that was kind of a push to get back to. And I'm that's one thing I'm really happy about, and making a change unknowingly. But then later you told me this, like, it's just one of the greatest feelings still that I have because of Tracker Prize. Let's see. And yes, for the Trek Book Club. Okay, it seems like Space Dog is outside and very anxious to come in, so I might gonna let him in and he can make an appearance. Uh, okay, okay, Space Dog is here. Come here, Space Dog. He doesn't want to show himself. But yeah, back to where I was. So yes, it's great. So I obviously happened to meet you, Rob, you, Sohail, Track on the Tube, Chris Collins. You're here as well. So hi there. How you been? Well, been fantastic. I just forgot to enable my microphone at the first 2 minutes. So if you ever rewatch this, then I'm just gonna be a talking silent head there. But I'm doing fine. Been a been a long time coming back a little bit, and let's see. So I enjoyed your podcast and interviews. I learned about so many Star Trek fans from your podcast. Well, me too. It was a really fantastic experience to do, and there's if any of you actually read the actual description of this live stream, that I do have a segment that I'm going to talk about some exciting future plans as well. Uh, Oh no, no, don't worry. Just Sohail, you should just actually drive and listen. Not don't type. You can type me later, text me later or something. It's totally fine. Um, so yes, so that's kind of what I really enjoy with Trekkerprise.com, to get to know those people who I probably would have never met in my life, and it's um, agree with you, Christopher. Um, so it's just amazing, and the community out there is just amazing. I keep going back to that core that I started watching, and I remember in 2016 when I started. I think there wasn't many like Star Trek YouTubers out there, YouTubers. Yeah, like people who weren't actually talking about Star Trek. Irish Trekkie was there, the Trek Collector was there, obviously Trek Yards and Starfleet Boy, and I think Kurt Rats as well. So there were quite a few of us, but it was only the early years of Star Trek YouTube. So um, and we're getting to know all of these people and more people through Twitter and other platforms. It was just fantastic, and I really had a good time with Trekker Prize, and that brings me a kind of to the place where recently I started thinking what the future will look like for Trekker Prize. So 5 year being passed, and that's kind of the promise of the original series, like the 5 year journey, the 5 year mission. But then I keep realizing that the 5 year mission was really my pike years. I I really had to come across with some changes and challenges, um, and learn how to do these things. So now I'm, even though I'm not been putting out content, I'm been learning in behind the scenes how to be better at doing presenting, or how to be better at actually putting content together, content out there. So it's all an interesting process. And now I'm kind of making up the next 5 year plan, because I'm planning to come back to making videos, because I do miss it sometimes, because it's a creative outlet to talk about Star Trek and talk about the things that the things that I really enjoy about Star Trek. And even though I don't really watch much Star Trek, I think yesterday I just watched one of the episodes from Voyager called Shattered from season 7. Episode 10 is Shattered, when Voyager gets struck by a lightning, and Chakotay gets into this transphasic phase and can goes down and up in the ship, and it's a really interesting episode. I really had so much fun watching, and often go back to Voyager and DS9 these days, just really rewatching episodes. Um, I think I'm still sorry. I've been just listening to some knocking in here. I hope it's not the neighbor. I hate the neighbors. So yeah, so it's really great to going back to these episodes, and I really want to talk more about these, and really miss these. So let's see. How is the quarantine situation where you are, Gary? At the moment, it feels weird and good. I mean, we had some hard lockdowns, obviously, here in Scotland, um, in Edinburgh, but to be honest with you, recently it got a lot of things got lifted. With the vaccination is going on really well. So we've been out today for doing some errands and shopping, and it's actually not that bad as it was earlier. So it's getting getting a bit more lively in a sense. So it's good, but it's still strange. People are without masks and everything, and are still even outside. Like a lot of people outside enjoying the sun and well, sun as you can, as much sun as you can get in Scotland. But um, but still, I feel a bit uncomfortable. I still wear the mask outside, and obviously I go out inside as well. So it's strange still, but it's getting better. It's getting better. All right. Let's see. There basically is no mask mandate now, but now we are learning more people are testing positive for COVID recently in the last several. That's my concern as well. Even at work, the um, not necessarily mandatory to wear a mask, and some locations are not mandatory. They don't really mandate that you have to wear a mask. However, I do think that it's better to wear it just for your own safety. And I do it myself. I don't judge anyone if they don't, but I do it myself. But yeah, it's crazy that once they lift lift the restrictions, rates are going up. So it's a bit it's a bit it's a bit interesting still, but I think it's going to be a transitioning phase at the moment. Well, from now on, because more people getting vaccinated, more people are going to lose their mask, and there's going to be a transitioning phase. I think in the next year or so when things are getting back to normal, which I cannot wait. I cannot wait, and I'm sure a lot of us cannot wait to get back to normal. Um, Irish Trek. Oh my God, Damien, how are you? Have not seen. Well, I have seen your videos. But yeah, it's nice that you chimed in. It's. Oh my God, I have a celebrity joining the live stream. That's amazing. And Blue Spark. Hi there. Yes. Uncancel yourself. And was I cancelled, or did I cancel myself? I don't know. That's great. But again, I'm never disappeared. I'm just taking a long break because it was a long road. 5 years was a long road, and I think I needed a bit of a break. And this is what I'm doing. And soon I'm going to talk about some future plans as well. But just going to catch up with the chat here. When are you coming to come back to Starfleet Boys TOS streams? Well, even though Sohail says as soon as Gary wants, that's one thing that as soon as Gary can, because I cannot really accommodate sometimes live streams. As I mentioned at the beginning, there's a lot of things happening with getting into a new job and moving to a different house, and so it's a lot of new interesting things that is happening around the house of Trekkerprise. So as soon as I can, I will be joining, and when the proper episode comes, because um, you have gotta have your favorites. You gotta have your favorites. Oh, great Trekkie. Oh, hi there. Yes, I enjoyed Galaxy Quest, the stream with our man Trek on the Tube. So it was absolutely fantastic, and I never did anything like that before, and it was so much fun to participate on some um, on some live stream, watching Galaxy Quest and talking about it. It was fantastic. Um, all right, let's see. Gary, my man, come on. um, all the best YouTubers are here. I was kidding about canceling stuff story. Well, it's fun. I'm just kidding stuff as well. It's all good. Um, all right, let's see. What kind of job did you get? So I did say at the beginning, but I got a job as a graphic designer. So now I'm back where I belong. I graduated as a graphic designer a long time ago, and this is a long time coming as well. So I was during the pandemic and before the pandemic. I The only job I could find around here. my own mistake, is telephone operator, call center operator, which is, it came really through and really handy through the pandemic, but it was tough. It was tough, so to speak. So I'm glad that I happened to find this fantastic position in here in Edinburgh. Graphic designer for a big company, a big small company, let's say. Um, but yeah, it's amazing. I really love it so much. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. Um, all right, great room we have here. Yes, well, even with 5 people watching at the moment, the 5 people who I know the most are watching, so it's all good. I'm really happy that people join me. It's not just me talking out to nowhere. Um, Good. And there's feel free to ask anything. Honestly, at the end, I'm going to be answering any questions. If anyone wants to hear anything, it can be related to Star Trek, new, old, other sci-fi things. It's totally fine. Just hit it on the chat, and I'll try to answer anything, everything, into the best of my ability. Oh, by the way, I wanted to say, and Damien, you're here. This is the latest and probably the last piece of the puzzle, and I only got it because of your video. I fell in love with this one. Look at that. Look at that. The New Orleans class. Like, I never been a fan of Kid Mesh myself, but when I have seen this in your channel, I just couldn't resist, so I had to. And this is gonna go into the office with me, so this is gonna be my office desk ship in the future. So I'm really happy for this, and it was so hard to find to come by it because an Eagle Mosquito sold out. And but yeah, this is actually, I think this would have made a really good spin-off show, like even a couple of episodes or something, a so small can't even talk anymore, a small storyline. So it would have been fantastic to see this. Yeah, absolutely. So that's awesome. And I got a few here. This is the whole collection. There's not gonna be anything new in the house of Trekkerprise. It's like 10 models here, 10 small ones, 5 Federation, 5 Alien, and the leading ladies. Let's say the leading ladies from the 5 TV show that I love and cherish a lot. So that's that's the collection. But that's the New Orleans, the Kyushu is the one that I bought strictly after watching your channel. Your channel, Damien. And I keep looking back. I'm not sure if you've seen my comment about the Prometheus. Is I kept thinking about the Prometheus, not the Prometheus. Hang on a second. The Dauntless, the split stream drive ship from Voyager, Hope and Fear. I kept thinking, just look at the ship and look at the concept Voyager. Is strikingly the design evolution of the. Oh my God, that's just came to me, and I kept thinking like that's just amazing. Like having the concept Voyager, and then you later on seeing the Dauntless, and it has similarities. Obviously, it's not the same ship, but it has similarities. And I kept wondering if they ever. I mean, you probably know this from either from Johnny, some from Doug Dexter, or I'm not sure who designed the ship, but if you happen to know, that would be interesting to see if actually they went back to that prototype model and they actually redesigned it to fit the Dauntless in a sense, because the similarity is striking between the two. Um, let's see what are the comments are here. A family doing great during the quarantine, if you're asking me, Chris. So thank you very much for asking about that as well. Everyone is doing really great, and hopefully, as I mentioned, we will be able to reunite at some point. Don't see it happening this year, unfortunately, but next year at some point. I'm proud to say all of my graphics are provided by Gary. Yes, shame for the Track Book Club. I have designed and the social media banners, having me around. I share certain thumbnails that I did for him over the last five years. It's great, and but I don't want to brag, but Trek on it. um, yeah. So no, but if anyone needs help, my email is open, trekkerprise@gmail.com. Very simple, and I can be reached. And yeah, it looks like that the space dog is staring at me, that he wanna go out. So I'll if you excuse me for one quick second, I'll probably gonna just let him out, and then I'll be back in 1 second. I'll be here. All right, and we are back. That was quick. Yes. So space dog is out. Let's see the comments. Yes, highlighters on the top. I love the highlighters on the top. I think they could have made it better if you don't put a highlighter into the bottom section of the ship. But other than that, I love it. That's I think the first kit badge that I love so much. All right. When did the new Orleans class show up in Star Trek? Was it the best of? Yes, that was the one. The S9 Guadalupe behind. So glad I started watching. Yeah, I cannot wait to get back to it. I think I'm in the episode Cardassians, and maybe actually that would be fun to do something similar to do like an episode rewatch as well, like a live stream. I'm not sure if any of you would be interested in, but I'm more than happy to. Um, I'm more than happy to accommodate that as well as one point, and just pick an episode that I would be watching anyway, and then do like a live stream, and then we can watch it together. If anyone interested, I'm more than happy to do that. That was actually really fun to do with do with Sean Trek on the tube the other day. So all right. Now, Damien, honestly, I'm privileged that you just stopped by. So we're gonna catch up at one point as well. But yeah, thank you very much for joining in, and keep on tracking. um, all right, let's see. Yeah, so let's talk about future plans, because that's something that I've been hinting from the very beginning of this live stream, and so creative break, as I said, it's been a lot of things happening in private, and obviously been thinking how to get back to do the videos that I love, and the character data files are still unfinished, and I have a lot of characters to go through, which I really would love to go back to. So what I'm planning to do, and there's an official coming back day, in a sense. The channel probably won't come back this year, and I will not be producing any videos this year, due to, as I mentioned, work and moving and settling into different to the new place, and just really getting to a better state of mind. So this year is probably not gonna be Trekkerprise. I might gonna show up in Sohail's podcast, and maybe on Track on the Tube or ABTG, one of those podcasts, one of those platforms. I'm probably gonna show up at one point. But Tracker Price as it is, this year there's not gonna be new videos. I can certainly say that. Um, the next 5-year journey, which I'm going to make it a 5-year journey, at least planning to make it a 5-year journey. But again, maybe just like the original series, I will get retire after 3 season or something. Um, but yeah, definitely next year, so the 23rd of February 2022, that will be the very first episode of the next 5-year journey, when I'll be coming back. So that's like an official air date. There you go, 23rd of February 2022. Trucker Prize is gonna be back. So that videos, weekly videos that I'm planning, and obviously, as I hinted on the description of this chat, well, this live stream, there's gonna be a brand new podcast as well, which I'm not gonna share too much details about at the moment. It's not gonna be reviving Warm Blanket. However, it's gonna be part of it in a sense. but that's going to be very exciting as well. So there's going to be videos in a weekly basis, and there's going to be a podcast as well. I'm not sure if it's going to be weekly or bi-weekly, but there's going to be content coming back to the channel from early next year, from February. um, and I cannot wait, honestly. And it's a long time coming in. I think this gap year, so to speak, it really helps to see what I can do, and how I can execute things, and to make it more efficient as well for myself, to not to burn out, not to get involved with too much editing and and rushing myself, and just enjoy the process, because I think that was my biggest problem last year with the content that I've been producing, that I I kind of got tired of the process, and I got tired of how I was getting into the mindset to actually do these videos. And when you have to, when you feel like that you're not doing it well, then there's you have to stop, or otherwise you're just going to ruin the whole thing. And Trekkerprise on its own, because it's like an own creation, I don't want to let it be on that way. So I think this little gap that really helps to rejuvenate that initial idea that I had back in 2016, when I started the whole journey. And this is going to be continuing towards the future. So I'm really looking forward, and I'm really excited to start making videos again next year. Um, and again, as I mentioned, probably gonna make a guest appearance here and there if I get invited, or or I happen to have the time to actually to be in there. Yeah, so there's that is basically the plan for the future. Podcast, a brand new podcast from next year, and which obviously works will be happening and starting towards the end of this year. So does the channel, little preparation as well. I'm probably gonna do some updates on the website at some point as well, when the time comes, to give some updates as well for everyone. Um, never never really wanted to stop, but as I mentioned earlier, this whole mindset that I had, and the fatigue, and the just just I didn't feel right. I didn't feel right creating those videos at that time. So it's good that now I have the right mindset, and um, the right place, and the right heart to do those things. So I'm really looking forward to do some new contents, and I have so many ideas that I want to explore and discover. Probably some of them gonna be some that probably someone already talked about, but I might have some new things to add to the table. So I'm really excited um, to bring the channel back, and bring some fresh content, and obviously get to get to the table with all of you guys. So that's going to be very exciting. Okay, let's see the comments. So Damien has left us, which is totally fine, and I can see that Rob has left us as well. But yes, determined to meet up at a con at some point, which it would be super amazing. I'm not sure how and when will be the next Star Trek convention, but it would be fun to actually attend one in the future. I don't see it happening it this year, but maybe next year at some point in the far future. But that would be super amazing. Uh, we just enjoy live streams like this in the future. Yep. If anyone, again, I'll probably gonna do one. Maybe I'll do one more. As I mentioned, if there's demand for it, you can connect me on through to my website, or you can send me an email, trekkerprise@gmail.com, and I'm more than happy to see if I can accommodate a live stream, watching an episode of DS9 that I would be watching anyway, and then just commenting, and we could watch it together. That would be actually fun. I really enjoyed that one last time, so that could be that could be something that I could do before I come back officially. um, Christopher, are you excited for the Voyager documentary? If it's gonna be something like the DS9 documentary, absolutely. And generally speaking, I am absolutely excited about the Voyager documentary. the more and more I'm thinking of the different shows and the different series that I've been watching, that's definitely. And he's back again. I think he wants to go out. It's Space Dog. He's back. Um, yeah, so that would be absolutely fantastic. The more I'm thinking about my favorites, wager always gonna be closer to my heart. Come in here. Sorry guys. Come in here. Come, Eddie. Eddie is Space Dog, but he's a bit anxious when he's like closed doors and everything. So hopefully he's gonna be okay. When he's inside, he wanna go outside. When he's outside, he wanna come inside. So but he's cute. All right. Oh wow, those discussions. Oh yeah, of course. You're driving and your TOS discussion. So enjoy. Have you participated in any virtual conventions like by the Seventh Rule, Science Division, or GalaxyCon? No, unfortunately, I have never got the chance to actually participate in any of these, and and yeah, but it would have been fun actually to do any of this, but uh, I never really come around to do any of them. Robbie, good to see you and good to hear from you. So enjoy the TOS discussion, and yeah, we'll catch up later as well, hopefully. But it's good to hear from you. So yeah, I think that's really it. What I do want to really just touch base on. I've been watching obviously the news and everything, and I didn't really look too much into Picard. I know there's a teaser or trailer for the second season, and I know that John Delancey is coming back as Q, which is exciting. I'm definitely gonna give a watch to season two, and yeah, and I seen the new pictures from Prodigy, which actually looks really good as an animated series. But again, I have to give it a go and see how it goes. I'm still looking forward to see if there's any news about Strange New Worlds. I think that I have so much faith into that new show, and hopefully that will be something that spark joy, um, coming coming from Star Trek, so the new Star Trek line of series. So that's gonna be interesting. And yeah, I think that's kind of it. The one thing, uh, not even sure if there's anything else actually. I have not planned too much for this live stream, aside from just giving some updates and what's gonna be in the future. So if gonna be uh, gonna be here for like a few more minutes. If anyone has any questions, we are down to two people now, but that's totally fine. If anyone has any questions, I'm still free to answer them, and I think I'm gonna finish the live stream. Yeah. So basically, just to recap, if anyone don't want to watch this 45 minutes of me mumbling around about things. Sorry. So 5 years of Trekkerprise, and it was a fantastic journey, and it was a great journey, and I cannot wait to start the next 5 years after this gap year, which I'm currently on due to work, starting a new job, moving to a new place, and also settling in with things. So that's pretty much it. What happened before and what's happening in the future. As I mentioned, the official air date for the next video that I'm going to do when the channel will come back. It will be um, it will be on the 23rd of February 2022. So yes, so Starfleet Boy is streaming in 15 minutes. So if anyone watching here, um, head and check his video out. So I'm not gonna do anything from here on. So I'm gonna say bye to anyone. Thank you very much for everyone to coming in and listening to me mumbling about 5 years of Trekkerprise, my life, and what I have planned for the future. So I'm glad that Starfleet Boy, Irish Trekkie, uh, Rob Chapman, Christopher Collins, Earl Grey Trekkie, and I had Blue Spark here as well. So I'm really glad that all these people joined me today, and whoever was here and, and didn't contribute, that's totally fine as well. But I'm glad that you guys were here, and see you out there. Live long and prosper.